The major fallout from the Stoneman High shooting has been the wave of anti gun sentiment that has gone across the United States and the media. And as a result of this, several young people from the high school have become spokespeople for placing restrictions on guns. And they've gone into the media and spoken quite passionately about restricting firearm ownership inside of the United States. Now, as they have sought to take away the gun rights of other people, the Broward County School Board has instituted new rules for the protection of students that they claim are infringing upon their rights. Essentially, the school has advocated two new measures for student safety. One is that all backpacks must now be transparent so that any authorities in the school can see anything inside of the backpack at any time. In other words, making it much more difficult to sneak a gun into the school. And in addition to this, students must now be required to wear student IDs. And they feel this is an infringement upon their rights. I'm not happy with it. Why are you punishing me for one person's actions? Now think about what this person has just said. Think about it. It's unnecessary. It's embarrassing for a lot of students, and it makes them feel isolated and separated from the rest of American school culture, where they're having essentially their First Amendment rights infringed upon because they can't freely wear whatever backpack they want, regardless of what it is. One of the other important things is to realize many students want their privacy. There are many, for example, females in our school that when they go through their menstrual cycle, they don't want people to see their tampons and stuff. What we should have is just more policies that make sure these students are feeling safe and secure in their schools and not like they're being fought against like it's a prison. Can we bask in the irony of this statement? Basically, having a backpack of a certain color is freedom of speech and should be protected, but having certain types of firearms should be restricted. I mean, can we just think about that for one moment? It's utterly amazing to me that they don't see the tremendous hypocrisy in what they're saying and what they're doing. These are nice, peaceful measures, the backpacks and the student IDs, that wouldn't infringe upon your rights in any significant way. I mean, if the only thing that you can say to the world is the color of your backpack or the style, what are you even saying? But if you hold on to your constitutional right to have guns, that's going too far? I mean, it's utterly bizarre to me, the complete inability of these students to see what they're saying. And this whole anti-gun movement is wholly the product of the capitalist class. The bourgeois media has given all of this their blessing to be spread as far and wide and as passionately and dishonestly as possible. We have seen countless examples of people saying that an AR-15 is an assault rifle, which it's not. And examples of where an AR-15 is being described as a weapon of war, which it is not. So this is really, I mean, we've known that this kind of push to take guns away from working class people has been coming for a very long time. There's only been needing a certain pretext to do it. Now, I don't think that's some kind of conspiracy. I think relatively any bourgeois government doesn't like people having guns. I mean, if the bourgeois class really cared about people being killed, really cared about their safety, they wouldn't be destroying the environment. They would be doing something about the tremendous police abuses that have been going on. So this idea that somehow the capitalist class and all the power it wields, the media that it controls to push certain ideas actually cares about people, I think is blatantly false. Because think about who's going to lose guns. It's going to be the lowest, poorest sections of society that aren't going to have them. The rich are still going to have private armies. They're still going to have private security, which are licensed to have firearms. They will have firearms protecting their families, but you won't have firearms protecting your families. There is a tremendous, tremendous hypocrisy here. And it's not just that it's a hypocrisy. This is not something that just a state does. This is something a ruling class does. Because you notice they're not losing their guns. They still have their private security that are armed and protecting them. But it's poor people, regular, average, everyday people that aren't going to have it. So it's not so much a hypocrisy as it is a class divide. One section is allowed to have guns to protect them. Another section isn't allowed to have gun protection. And I think that's the real crux of all this. It's not something the evil boogeyman state does or something that evil liberals are conspiring against you. It's something very open, very obvious that one class is doing to another, because Marx always told us to never disarm working people. Under no pretext should arms and ammunition be surrendered. Any attempt to disarm the workers must be frustrated by force if necessary. The destruction of the bourgeois democrats' influence over the workers and the enforcement of conditions which will compromise the rule of bourgeois democracy, which is for the moment inevitable, and make it as difficult as possible, these are the main points which the proletariat, and therefore the League, must keep in mind during and after the approaching uprising. Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.